Hello, this is George Senda, the guy from Pittsburgh, and I pose the question, when is it too loud and too late? I'm a reasonable person at heart. I don't like confrontation. I don't like fighting. I sure don't like fighting with Kathy. I never liked the fights between my mother and I, or my father yelling at me, or my father yelling at my mother, or my mother yelling at my father, mother yelling at me. And I had just gotten off the phone with George Norrie. I called Coast to Coast tonight on earthquakes and my experiences. And then I'm answering emails and comments on my YouTube channel, and I go down and feed the cats. There's a guy sitting in a car, a new car, or I presume it's new, it has no plates on it. It has a dealership cardboard in where the plate should be. And I'm across the parking lot, and that's a good 20, 30 feet away, and I didn't realize it was as late as it was. It's about 12:30, quarter to 1. He's got his music on, his windows are closed, but it's got the boom on, and this is still primarily a senior building. The guy doesn't live here, as far as I know. So when I got done feeding the cats, I walk over and tap on his window, and I said, look, I don't mean to start anything, but this is still a predominantly senior building, and people are trying to sleep, and it is after 10 o'clock. And he gets out of the car and chases me down, and da-da-da-da-da. I wasn't playing it that loud. I'm trying to be nice about it. I said, look, guy, it's after 10 o'clock. People are sleeping. And there are 60 and 70 and 80-year-old and 90-year-old people in this building. So you just turn it down. And he got all bent out of shape over it. So I called the cops and asked them what I should do, because I don't want to have a fight with anybody. But I know I've had guys out in front of the building, they've got their cars cranked up at 2, 3, and 4 in the morning, and the whole building vibrates. This guy wasn't doing that. But it's after 10. You don't do that. Or at least that's the way I was taught you don't do it. Now, maybe I'm too old school, but I'd like your opinion, and be nice about it, please. You don't play loud music after 10 o'clock because people are sleeping now. My younger days, I went to work. I work graveyard, or I work days. But you got to sleep at night. At some point, you got to sleep in the middle of the night, unless you're up at all hours for whatever reason. This guy was playing music and was on his cell phone. So the policeman said, you did the right thing, no problem. But I'm really wondering, is there a time where you should just say, okay, before 10 o'clock, I was always told before 10 o'clock, you can play it as loud as you want, unless it gets so loud you're disturbing other people, then you can call the cops. But I was being nice about it. You might want to turn down a little as people are sleeping. And the guy came out of his car and chased me down, and didn't yell at me, but he was upset. I didn't have it up that loud. I said, look, I don't care. Can you hear it when you're in your crib? I said, I'm looking like, I don't have a crib. I know what a crib is, the slang vernacular. But that's not the point. This is still a senior building, even though they've allowed younger people to move in here. And at quarter to 1 in the morning, people are sleeping. And you should have some consideration for them. And if you're going to sit in your car, sit on the curb, sit across the street, sit somewhere else where it's not going to disturb people. But not in the fire lane. You're not supposed to be parking there anyway. And that's parking areas for tenants only. It's not really for visitors. So I don't know what to think. The policeman I talked to on the phone said, if you're that worried about it, we'll come over there and talk to him. We're over there enough as it is. I said, yeah, I've joked to the officers here they just open up a substation in the restroom. I mean, not in the restroom, in the recreation room. So I'm tired. It's been a rough day. And, and then the other thing that's bugging me is the person who posted on my story about the 60 black youths robbing a BART train. How do you know they're all black? And I haven't seen any credible news sources. I'm going like, don't you people do any research? When I do a video, I've researched for sometimes hours, unless it's a breaking news story. I look at every news story I can and every news outlet I can. In this particular instance, I looked at SF Gate, which is the SF Chronicle, the Los Angeles Times, the New York Times, the East Bay Times, which used to be the Contra Costa Times, Cron 4 in San Francisco, these are television stations, KGO Channel 7, KTVU 2, the Sacramento Bee, the New York Times, and the UK Daily Mirror, and about 7 or 8 different websites. Now, if none of those are credible, and in the Bay Area all the news stations tend to be liberal, then what is credible? And the impression I got from this anonymous poster is that the police and BART and the news agencies are all lying, and the presumption here, of course, is that they're not all black. But I'm also certain, having been riding BART for over 30 years, Kathy's late father was a BART engineer, helped design BART. Having walked the entire system when I was younger, got permission and a hard hat, which I still had a hard hat, lost it when I lost my storage. I walked the entire system from Daly City to San Francisco to under the Bay to Oakland to Fremont to Richmond and to Concord. I took the bus back. And I didn't do all at once, but I know this system intimately. I watched it being built underground and in the station, 16th and Mission, 22nd and Mission, Church Street, Van Ness, Civic Center. I watched them build BART. And I've been to every station in BART except the new one in Warm Springs. So I know what it's like. And many of the BART agents are black or Latino or Asian. They're not all white. And I'm sure some of them talk to the media if they had permission from BART or the BART police, or talk to their families or their friends. And I'm sure there are witnesses that were on the train and on the platform when this robbery occurred, and they saw what was going on. So it wasn't just the news media distorting things. You can't cover up an event like this. And one of the things that the news media does in the Bay Area is, by the way, that's cold water if anybody wants to know. They have vans that are dispatched when breaking news stories occur, and they come from San Francisco. I've seen them as far away as San Diego come up here for breaking news story. Sacramento, Channel 2, Channel 4, Channel 7, Channel 11, Channel 13 from Sacramento. I've seen in the courthouse here, Channel 4 from San Francisco, and Channel 7 and Channel 5, CBS from San Francisco. I've talked to them. They show up for breaking news. They show up for major trials. There have been rape trials here, murder trials here, and they show up for those events. And even when there was a suicide recently, the woman shot her husband and then killed herself at the Benicia Bridge. So they're out here. And they're not making this stuff up because there's too many news organizations reporting on the events from different ways, and even websites reporting on these things. So it's ridiculous to assert that, how do you know whether or not they're all black? All I know is, to quote Will Rogers, what I read in the papers. All I know is what I see on the internet. I'm not there, but I know the Coliseum BART station quite well, and Bayfair, and San Leandro, and Hayward, and every station on the BART line. I've been to all of them for one reason or another. All right, this is George Senda, the guy from Pittsburgh, still very sad over Boop. And it's going to take a while for me to get over that, but I called Kathy to see how she was doing. Patty showed up. They went and buried Boop. And Kathy was very quiet, and I suspect she's very, very tired. And she'll eventually get to the point where she'll want the kitty, but she said the outdoor kitties I feed may not want to be indoor kitties, and I said they will get to, remember Boop was an outdoor kitty too, so they will get to love her. I have very sweet kitties I feed. I would love to give one of them homes. I mean, all of my cats are outdoor kitties. They want to go outdoors, but she had Squeaky, and Squeaky was an indoor kitty, and her Bandit that disappeared was an indoor kitty, so they adjust. There's the fuzzy. It's the give them lots of love. When I first got Fuzzy, she would not let me hold her at all. And she still is. She still gets a little skittish about being held, but she's a big baby, and I love her very much. Okay. And I think it's just they got that wildness in them still. Little girl lets me hold her all I want. So, and Fluffy, well, Fluffy is Fluffy. He's a grouchy old cat. All right, this is George Senda, the guy from Pittsburgh, and I'll be doing my next live podcast on Saturday at 8 after I go clean out the restaurants of Contra Costa County for free food on my birthday. Have a great morning. Be safe out there, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.